Okay, before the video starts, I would like to make an apology on behalf of an artist whose picture I used. Remember that picture of Tamara in a bikini from Fire Emblem Engage? That was done by Minei Jing. It's about time I gave that credit where credit was due. Ooh. Well, if you keep want more waifu pictures, here's Coral Siren. Probably the most humanoid of all the sirens from Shantae and the Seven Sirens. And if you crave Fire Emblem, well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to part 3 of my hypothetical Fire Emblem Three Houses Path Rainbow Sun. Today I'm going to explain some of the mechanics for boss fights. Now, during the main course of the story, you've always had Sothis have your back, either with the Sothis shield or the Divine Pulse. Well, with Byleth out of commission, we don't gain access to the Divine Pulse to either of those anymore. Or at least not until later. For now, story time. Claude, Dimitri, their classmates, and the faculty and the Knights of Saros at Garreg Mach all arrived at Arundel Manor. Now, Manuela manages to distract the front gate guards by taking off her stole, or think that she's, well, if you've seen the C support between Byleth and Manuela, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, turns out that Leone managed to dig a pit trap behind the bush so that the guards would fall into the pit. And like Leone said, be lucky that they use sticks and leaves to break the fall instead of actual spikes. With the infiltration successful, they come across what appears to be a supposedly empty mortal savant armor. But this armor is holding something else. The Sword of Moralta, a sacred relic with the crest of Fraldarius. Yes. Now, in Azure Moon, you can acquire this sword in chapter 13, in the ALL chapter, by having Byleth talk to Rodrigue. But in Three Hopes, you get this as a reward for clearing chapter 13 with an S rank. Hang on a second. Yeah, as I said, you get this sword for clearing chapter 13 of the story mission. As Felix goes to check it out, the eyes of the helmet begin to glow, and the mortal savant draws the sword of Moralta. This mortal savant serves as the gatekeeper. And a battle ensues inside the foyer of Arundel Castle. However, the battle begins with the mortal savant being surrounded by enemy soldiers. The thing about these enemy soldiers is that they have skin as pale as ghosts, indicating the meaning of what these enemies truly are. Now, the mortal savant in question also has unique dialogue with That's right, I forgot to mention. Last part I said I excluded Gilbert from the list of the Knights of Saros. Well, guess what? In this from this point on, Gilbert fights alongside us. Yay! But he's not the only one. Since this is a public execution, and everyone in the kingdom was invited. But other lords said that they had other plans to attend to. These other lords would be Gilbert being one of them, alongside Felix's father, Rodrigue, Sylvain's father, Matthias, and even though this guy looks like a generic paladin, he is Annette's uncle, Baron Dominic. I would imagine he would look like Gustav, but with post-time skip Ferdinand's hair. And we're talking about Ferdinand from Three Houses, not Three Hopes. So just keep that mental image in your head for a while. As I said, during the battle, the mortal savant would have unique dialogue with Rodrigue, Felix, and Ingrid. But when the mortal savant is defeated, it says something unusual. System error, short circuiting, rebooting. And when the Felix then uses his sword to slice through the mortal savant's mask, revealing it to be a brain in a dome. And once the system has been rebooted, it speaks like Johnny Young Bosch. Because, as you can see, this brain actually belonged to Glenn Fraldarius, Felix's brother and Rodrigue's son, and Ingrid's betrothed. Oh, and credit goes to CRA Arts for this portrait. It actually speaks like she speaks normally for once. I never imagined that my little brother would be able to defeat me. What the heck are you talking about? Come on! The sword I wielded, my battle stance, it should all seem familiar to you. No way. It can't be. Glenn? Glenn? It can't be. Ingrid, I still remember the day that your father strong-armed me into marrying you. Glenn! How could this be? Glenn, how is this possible? You died during the tragedy of Dusker. To be honest, I should have. But apparently, the true puppeteers had other plans. You see, Your Highness, stay close to me! We will get through this. We will see Dimitri again. Don't worry about me. Watch your own back. Just get Dimitri out of here. But then suddenly... Ah! Your Majesty! I saw Lambert's real killer. Cornelia! Why? Why? To destroy the relationship between the kingdom of Fargus and the Duskrins. You see, if those two got together, well, let's just say it would be trouble down the line. And don't you worry about a thing, dear boy. I have a bit of a use for you. The next thing I knew, I was placed in a body of armor. And I had no choice but to be their subservient puppet. I could never face any of you again. Not like this. The only thing left of me is my brain, which now is housed in this body. We had suspected that Cornelia had something to do with this. I certainly did. I knew from the start that the Duskrins were innocent. And now we have proof. What? Then why fight us? I was ordered to. By Tal. I was ordered to. By Tallis. And who is this Tallis? Ask Hubert. He knows. It's highly likely that the puppeteers will come from my body. When they do, they'll erase all my memories of you guys. Felix, take the Sword of Moralta. Only one with Fraldarius blood can wield it. I failed to protect the king. But you, Felix, you must succeed in protecting his son. Spoken like a true knight. Felix, in all honesty, I really did want to train with you. See how far you've gotten. Too bad the only chance we'll ever have is when I'm not myself again. Now go. Hubert's on the 3rd floor. 23rd door on the left. Now hurry. I was only sent here to prevent you from entering. Another guard will soon be here to prevent you from leaving. Glenn, you fool. I may not ever get another chance to say this, but thanks. Thank you. And one other thing. Please stop calling Dimitri a bore. What's that supposed to mean? Ask Felix. Now get going. And with that, everyone leaves Glenn's body behind. Oh, I forgot to mention that we acquire the Sword of Moralta at this point. A weapon that only Felix and Rodrigue can use. Soon after, they arrive in Hubert's room. And Edelgard has a... No, not Edelgard. Rhea has a sword to his neck, and Dimitri a spear. If you two have come to kill me, could you make it quick? I've heard about Lady Edelgard's execution. I'd rather not see it. Rhea and Dimitri want answers. Now, if you recall from before the penultimate chapters of both Silver Snow and Verdant Wind, Hubert wrote a letter explaining that with Edelgard dead, Hubert would ask the victors to take care of a personal matter in their stead, that being those who slither in the dark. Well, now that Hubert is alive, he and Rhea explain everything. You wish to know about the people that have heavily affected all those of Fodlan. Rhea, why don't you tell them the truth? There's no one else here. After all, you sensed something unusual about Volkard von Arendel's magic, did you not? Think about it. Lady Edelgard having the crest of flames, a crest that was supposed to be exclusive only to our professor. Then, Volkard appears out of nowhere to restrain Edelgard, dismantle the Black Eagle House, and disband the Black Eagle House. Imprison all other students, but you have to ask yourself, why? Why go through these lengths? That Nemesis was... Oh, we all know the story. Nemesis, the great king of liberation, having no heirs of his own, and yet here is Edelgard with Nemesis's crest. Would you care to explain how that came to be, Rhea? Oh, please ignore that. After a slight pause, Rhea sighs and explains the truth. The truth of how Nemesis was originally a bandit who had gained power through the sword of the Creator. The sword itself and the sword's origin, as the sword was forged from the bones of Sothis, and the crest stone forged from her heart. Now, naturally, everyone couldn't believe this at first. That is, I believe it. Sylvain? After everything that's happened today, I'll believe anything. Even Rhea could not, even though, the professor, us, was supposed to inherit Sothis' power, rather than see he Fodlands and succumb to full-scale war, we decide to give up that power. Which ultimately shocks Rhea. Yeah. However, she did notice something unusual about Vokar, or its tone of voice. With Hubert reiterating, stating, Glenn mentioned a Tallis to you, did he not? Yes. Volkard von Arundel is in fact Tallis. We believe that Edelgard's uncle perished when Tallis assumed his identity. Tell me something, Dimitri. How long ago was that? That would be when he stopped making donations to Garrick Mock. 6 years ago. Correct. At the time, you were only a mere boy who had just been introduced to a new mother and her daughter, Lady Edelgard. Why should I even believe you? How do I know this isn't another lie? Tell me something, Dimitri. What color was Edelgard's hair when you first met her? Credit goes to Sprite Resources for this. Anyways, brown of... Correct. And here she appears again, 4 years later, with hair as white as snow and a crest that was supposedly lost. Now, can anyone explain what happened to her during that 4-year interval? Lysithia can. After all, she told me about it. The youths of House Ordelia were subjected to blood reconstruction experiments in order to find someone who can wield 2 crests. One of the 2 side effects include loss of hair, pigmentation, and a shortened lifespan. I was one of the first successes. Lysithia, are you saying that... Yes, it's exactly as you suspect. Edelgard was subjected to those experiments as well. I had no idea. Edelgard wasn't the only one. Not many people know this, but Edelgard actually had 10 siblings. 8 older, 2 younger. And yet here she is, the sole heir to the throne. Are you saying? Yes. We didn't wish to cooperate with those who slithered in the dark by choice. Those who slither in the dark. The group Tomas and Monica, or rather, Solon and Kronya, were a part of. There are more of them than you even realize. They lurk in the shadows. No doubt you've heard Glenn's story from the story. The mage Cornelia was actually one of them. Why couldn't Edelgard just tell me any of this in the first place? Because then they would find out. Tomas. Correct. Tomas, or rather Solon, was planted at Gargmach to keep tabs on us all, alongside Kronya, who assumed the guise of Monica. Forgive my asking, but why are you telling us all this? How do we know you will not merely betray us? You think I would, after telling you all this? My hatred towards you pales in comparison to my hatred towards them. They are responsible for everything. They were responsible for the Hrim Rebellion. What happened to the Lysithia's siblings? What happened to the Edelgard siblings? The insurrection of the Seven, the tragedy of Dusker, and even the massacre at Xanadu. Exactly. And now that you know the truth, do with me as you will. These monsters they were the ones that hurt Glenn, right? And they've been around ever since Nemesis was defeated by Saros. So then, and at that point, Dmitri withdraws his spear. When my father was younger, he would often help out those in need. If I don't help Edelgard, how could I ever look him in the face and get him ever again? Then we are in agreement. Of course, I know these people, so I call the shots. We work together, or I could die heroically in battle. I say the more the merrier, All right then. You know these people better than me. You know these people better than we do. So let us escape. Very well. But if you thought entering was difficult, escape might be impossible. Remember what Glenn said. Another guard is coming. Sure, we don't leave alive. This is the closest thing we're going to get to the next boss as possible. Well, anyways, this boss may be from Fates, but the design is similar to the boss in my head for what I had for the boss. Anyway, this boss blocks the entrance. And it actually talks. Telling Catherine, it's been a long time, Cassie. Catherine isn't normally scared of anything, but upon hearing the word Cassie, she realizes something startling. What's wrong, Catherine? There's only one person in the world who ever called me Cassie. One person I never beat up because of it. It's you, isn't it? Christophe. Credit for this picture goes to Uriash Renaissance for what this picture of Christophe used to look like. Now, he's nothing more than another brain in a jar in a Dark Knight's body. That's right. Eat. You remember my father, don't you? Lenato? You murdered him and took his land. I wish to get it back with your blood. So, it's about vengeance. Christophe, you have every right to be mad at me. But you do not have any right to go after. Don't insult me! You who valued Lady Rhea over our friendship. Well, I'm going to kill Lady Rhea. And when I'm done with her, you're next. All right. Now you've crossed the line. That line was erased the moment you killed me. Oh. I've waited a long time for this moment. And that time is now. Christophe is a Dark Knight. And a very powerful one at that. He also has unique dialogue with Ash and Catherine. Yuri too, but I don't know. But after the battle, well, his body too would react the same way Glenn did. Good. And after the battle, Christophe lies on the floor. Then he laughs. Has he gone mad? No. Every time he is defeated, he always laughs, always managing to pick himself back up. I will admit, Catherine, you got me good. Christophe, why not make amends? Come join us. We may have lost Glenn, but maybe you can have a path of redemption. A chance to set things right. Ash, I wish I could. But unfortunately, I can't. Sothis has planted an explosive device in this manor so that if I lose, it would activate and destroy the entire palace. Then let's find the explosive device and destroy it before it blows up. You don't understand. And then his chest opens up to reveal a timer inside that's already started to count down. Beep, 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 beep. I am the explosive device. Hurry! You all have to get out of here! Christophe! What about you? Ash! Leave me! If I cannot avenge Father, if I cannot reclaim his land, then life is meaningless. Yeah, I probably should mention that Ash and Catherine stay behind to try and talk some sense into Christophe. To no avail. Christophe! Please! Ash, you have your own family you need to look after. And I'm sure Father would say the same thing if he were still alive. Catherine. Cassie. No. Catherine. Look after Ash and his siblings. Catherine agrees. Come on, Ash. Let's get out of here. I'm sorry, Christophe. And I'm sorry too. Now go. There's still time. Beep. 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 And after Ash and Catherine leave, beep. 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 Things are better this way. Beep. Beep. I'll be with Father and Lambert very soon. Beep. 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 Farewell. And then the explosive device goes off. And then the explosive device goes off, destroying our whole castle. Fortunately, Dimitri and the Blue Lion students, Claude and the Golden Deer students, the faculty, the lords, and Hubert all managed to escape. Ash and Catherine were both devastated. To be reunited with friends like Glenn and Christophe, only to have them be taken away so soon. They take advantage of the lives of the kingdom. And all they do is take and take and take. Those who slither in the dark, they will pay for this. And we're going to end it here. Join us next time for when we have to discuss the various mechanics of the next few boss fights. And these boss fights will take place all across the month. Oh, I forgot to mention that. And this whole battle these two whole battles take place on the same day, the 5th of the lone moon month. So anyway, I'm Peter Tilton, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next part. Okay, bye.